It's day 10 of our 12 days of Christmas, and I cannot believe we're already on day 10. But day 10 is 10 Lords a Leaping. And when I started thinking about Lords, Lord of the Manor, my first thought was our Lord of the Manor tea towels that we have here at Ladysmith Manor. And we sell these in our boutique, and they're just a really fun. We actually have Lady of the Manor as well. But obviously, as we're talking Lords today, I've just picked up the Lord of the Manor tea towel. But definitely a fun thing to have in your kitchen. And they're not technically leaping, but you can see the connection between the 10 Lords a Leaping and my Lord of the Manor tea towel. But today I have a very sentimental idea for you to use as a table setting, and it's just really, really sweet and would be very personal for your guests if you chose to use this on your dinner table. But it actually can even be used for other purposes as well. So I'm going to show you what that idea is, and also we obviously have our next day or act of kindness, so we'll find out what that's going to be. But first of all, let me show you this really sweet sentimental idea that you are going to love using for your Christmas decorations. I love this idea for decorating at Christmas, and to be honest with you, it could be used even at birthdays and other occasions, but I love it because it is so sentimental, and it's very simple because all we're going to do is we're going to wrap a box, or actually in my case I'm just going to use a book because it's the right shape, and then I'm going to use a photograph. Now this is an old photograph of actually this little girl standing on the chair is actually my nan, and so it's a very special photograph to me, but you could use any photograph you like. And so that's the lovely thing about this idea. It's very personal and very sentimental. So if you have a photo that you love, you can also use it for place names, essentially. So if you've got old photos, maybe all your guests, you've got a kid's photo of them, and you put that on each of the boxes on all the places. So when they come in, they see their picture from when they were a kid. Or you could do family photos, or you could do any kind of photo. And like I say, that's why I'm saying it works for Christmas, it works for birthdays, it works for any kind of anniversary. Now, for my place settings, I'm going to just cover a book because it's the right shape. But obviously you can use this as either with an empty box and a book like I'm doing, or you could add this onto people's gift, Christmas gift, birthday gift, have a gift on the table that you want to give people. There's so many different possibilities. So let's get this wrapped, and I'm just, like I said, I'm wrapping an old book, one of my old books, because I'm not using it as a gift, I'm just using it for the centerpiece so it looks nice. But like I say, if you want to use an actual gift, that works great too. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap this book, and I'm just using craft paper, the brown paper, because again I like the idea of it being very, very traditional, and again some tape back to the way that they would have wrapped, you know, back in Victorian times or in the olden days, where they used to wrap everything in brown paper. You could even do things like newspaper. That would be a fun idea to wrap your box in or your gift in. But the thing I love about the craft paper is that it's very simple and it's very neutral. So then when you put your photo on, the photo becomes the big feature. And I'm using a black and white photo. You can use obviously color or whatever photos, even Polaroid photos would be cute on this. So my present is wrapped, and then all I'm going to do is, now there's a few ways you could do this. So you could just add your photo and essentially just tape it on, which would be one idea. And again, that's very simple, very, very effective in terms of creating a nice gift or a nice piece that would go on the table. I'm actually going to put some twine on mine, and again, the possibilities are endless. You could put a ribbon, you could put whatever color, shape, style you like, but I'm really trying to stick to this kind of very vintage, old school, traditional look, which is why I really do love this red and white twine, and the craft paper. Craft paper is one of my favorites, and it's funny that back in the day, people obviously used it all the time. Then we went through a stage where if you wrapped something in brown paper, it was kind of boring. And now we're coming back to where people are using it again for different ideas. And it actually, I think it's really great. And you can dress it up, but like I say, it creates a neutral base. So when you're adding photographs like we're doing today, the feature is the photograph. So now I have my book now wrapped, or my box now wrapped. And so all I'm gonna simply do is I'm just gonna take the photo and I'm just gonna put it inside those twine. So now I don't have to stick the photo as well. So again, this one's a fairly, sentimental photo for me, and I don't want to get tape on it, and I don't want to stick it with glue. So this way, by using the twine, you can actually use photos that actually and not damage them in any way. So this now will go on my centerpiece as the centerpiece for today's table setting. So for today's place setting, I've chosen one of my pink floral plates, dinner plates, and one of my smaller ones, which have just got a little bit of a different blue and the pink in the flowers, which I really like. And I'm just going to be using one of my black napkins again, and I'm just folding it into 3, and I'm just going to lay it across my plate. And then I'm going to put my small plate in the middle, like that. And then we're going to take my gift or my book. In my case, I've wrapped a book, but whether it's a box, a gift, whatever you've done with your picture. And we're just going to put that right in the center. And then I'm just going to add a tiny little touch of greenery to this. I'm just going to tuck that inside the ribbon there, just to add that little final touch at the and then we're going to put our knife and fork, and we have a really very sentimental, very personal and very sweet table setting for your guests to enjoy.
With only 2 more days to go, our table is really coming together.
So we've got to the fun part of adding greenery to the center of our table. We've got some height and we've got our structure. So now we're going to kind of fill in the gaps with greenery. And I always like to use a variety of different types of greenery, but really you can use whatever is in your garden. One thing I've learned over the years is sometimes less is more. You don't necessarily need to cram a packet so full that it's just overwhelming. So sometimes a little less. But the other thing to remember is to go and look at the greenery on both sides of your table. So if I'm standing on this side and setting up my greenery and it looks great, but when you go around the other side, all those people are sitting on the other side, what do they see? So always remember to look at your greenery from both sides and make sure it kind of works together. But have fun, and there's no right or wrong to this. So it's all about just adding some greenery as you go down the table to kind of fill in the gaps and making it whatever way you would like to make it. So our greenery is now on the table, and what a difference it makes. It really pulls the whole centerpiece together, gives it that nice pop of color, and makes it feel so much more Christmassy. So on Thursday, I'm going to be showing you the final details that we're going to be adding. I've got a few more details that we're going to add to make it extra special, and so I'll be showing you those on Thursday.
So our paper craft pattern is very confused today. Instead of Lords a leaping, it has drummers drumming, which is day 12. So although it's got a little bit confused and these last few days are out of order, I'm cutting out the drummers ready to go on the wall.
So our 10 drummers drumming are up, and they alternate between fat drummers and thin drummers. But they're very cute. And that makes day 10 of our 12 days of Christmas. So before I say goodbye today, let's find out what day 10, our act of kindness for day 10 is. Okay, we've only got 2 cards left. Today's card says, call a friend you've not talked to for a long time. Life gets so busy that we often find that, or I find this, that keeping up and keeping connected with people can be really tough. And time goes so quickly, and before you realize it, you've not spoken to people for so long. And so I know a friend of yours will appreciate a call. So I challenge you today in our acts of kindness is to call a friend you've not talked to for a while and say hi. And I know they'll appreciate that. So I enjoy your day, have a fabulous day, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for day 11. And almost at the end of our 12 days of Christmas, but not quite. So I'll see you here tomorrow.